Good evening, everyone. Okay, we're going to start now. So, the topic for tonight is about the environment. So, when we talk about the environment, we will relate it to the momentum, which is our topic for the week. So, yesterday, I show you an application that will help me further explain to you the concepts by making some illustration. So yesterday, we discussed first the overview, and then I demo to you the notepad style, or somewhat like writing or a digital writing tool that I can use every time we discuss some topics or ideas that can be quite challenging to explain sometimes. So that is the purpose of the writing tool I use and show yesterday in the session. So one of the things that we should consider when we talk about momentum is we have to consider the environment, because the kind of environment that we have can really influence the momentum that we are about to take or that we are about to do. Because since momentum is the answer to the unjustifiable rationalization that we can have sometimes to achieve our goal, so it is a must for us to really ensure all the details, all the surrounding factors that can affect momentum. And one of them is the environment. So, in talking about the environment, we should consider two kinds of environment. One is the physical, and the other one is the virtual or the social media, as one example. So, before I proceed, I want to shout out again to the following attendees. Shout out to Judy G. Maglasang. Good evening. Shout out to Senday Waka Waka. Shout out to Jehovah es la fortaleza de mi vida. Shout out to Roger Cabalhug. And also shout out to Susan Vlog. Good evening. So first, we discuss about the physical environment that can further affect the momentum. So let's start first with the basic, the most simplest or the closest environment that we have. So basically, it is our home, or where we usually spend our times, our activities, and also it can be maybe our offices or some other place that we usually hang out with, especially when it comes to our digital creator journey activities. So in our environment, so when we talk about or when we considered our physical environment, like for example, the home, our house, so we should really pay attention or be aware of the things around the house or or our home, because it can dictate or somewhat influence the kind of momentum that we can have to do our day-to-day activities or whatever things that we have in mind. So it can really affect our action. So when you say home environment, you should really be focusing on the immediate surroundings, where you usually move up, where you usually move. So because once there is a certain challenge in the particular area or portion of the house, and your momentum is greatly affected, it can really affect the entire succeeding moods or mood of your action. So maybe you can consider finding a convenient or a somewhat quiet place where you can usually perform or or do your habits of digital creation. So aside from that, you should also consider all the other areas immediate to your environment, because sometimes it can really be challenging if you have this other disturbances happening around you. So, but when it uh, now regarding the virtual environment, so there are many things that you need to consider. So since we are in a digital creation journey, so we are always be considering of the online presence or the online experience that we have. So particularly in Facebook. So aside from the community that we are interacting with now, so maybe it can be also beneficial if we are aware of the connections that we have. So what are those connections? So basically they are the friends that we have, right? So before we venture into digital creation, first we started our social media journey in Facebook through our friends, right? Through through the people that we encounter usually. And aside from that, we need to consider all the other people around us online. We should be aware of those people not directly connected to us who may be maybe friends of friends or some other people not included in our immediate circle. Because haven't you noticed that since the time that you started to participate in digital creation collaborations, sometimes those people around you, the interactions you have with them, really change, right? So that is why some of us nowadays prefer to get logged in our pages rather in our main account, because some of us see the value of being online on the pages rather than on the personal or the main account. And some of us have also noticed the change in environment on the people that usually we interact with. Many of us are interacting with majority of us being able to collaborate with strangers. That is why some people, some digital creators really appreciate those people, those strangers who are interacting with us, because we get the support, the kind of support that we are not getting from the usual friends or the usual contacts that we have in our main or personal account. So maybe several of you can relate to that. Even I, when I was just starting, uh, I have this situation last year. Um, when I was still not doing the F2F activities, the kind of environment that seems to interact with me, or that seems to indirectly interact with me, are people whom who are not really on my usual circle. How do you know that? You can actually see that if you are aware. You can take a look using your personal account. You can take a look at the people you may know. Do you know that the people you may know is a very powerful indicator for the kind of environment that is circling around you? I say circling because they are not really directly connected to you. They may be friends of friends, but uh, they seem to have some idea of what are the things happening about you. So that is one weird or strange thing, because they are not your friends, but you can feel their presence. So if you are not convinced, take a look at your personal account or your main account, and look at the people you may know. Over time, or as the days go by, try to observe those profiles, those people who are not directly connected to you, but are uh, but can be visible to your environment. So I hope you can get what I mean with that, because it can really give some idea. It can give you hidden insights. That is why they say that strangers can really help you, or if you have a certain goal or certain activity, they say that strangers can make you rich. Because even for myself, I noticed that, especially last year, there are several months that I noticed that there are strangers appearing in my people you may know. Those people that I really don't know. So that is one funny thing, because they always appear on my people you may know, and yet I do not know them personally. So the moment that it happens to you, it means that what you are doing is getting attention or getting awareness from other people around you. They they may not directly inform you, but you can see, you can get a vibe, you can get a feeling that other people are really somewhat updated, or getting aware of what you are doing. So, like for example, if you think you are not doing better, then I think you should have a second thought or second look, because sometimes you think you are not making any progress, but there are other people around you that can notice what you are doing. The only thing is that they don't talk, they don't interact with you, but they notice what you are doing. So, if you are not aware yet, maybe you should always take a look at the people you may know, so that you will get an idea if what you are doing as a digital creator can affect all the other people, the other things in your surroundings, in your environment. And whatever you do, those people you may know, or those environment can change. It is really dependent on what you are doing, because people really do not let you know, but you can know. That is why it's somewhat funny to think, because you can be aware of the people monitoring your actions. with people you may know feature of Facebook. So that is one thing to consider. If you don't have any idea if what you are doing is having some momentum or is having some impact on others, then you should always monitor your people you may know. I'm saying this now because I think some people are not aware of that, because it is a must that we know who are the people around us who may be uh, getting some updates on what we are up to, including those people that we call stalkers, or it can be a combination of good and bad people. So that is one thing that we should be aware of. The moment we post something in our page, in social media, then it will generate some kind of attention to the people around us. And you can see if your post or your content is affecting those other people, because a lot of them will appear in your people you may know. Your friends, your contacts, your immediate circle may not inform you, may not react or comment to your post, but you should get the assurance that they know it. They just don't let you know. They just don't engage with your post. But it happens. And if I'm going to compare, in my case, the kind of audience that I have a few months ago in the people you may know, compared to the people you may know I have right now, there's a significant difference. Last year, there are a lot of people, strangers, appearing in my people you may know who have this background of, some of them are gamers, some of them are models or celebrities, but now I don't have them anymore. It means that what I'm doing now is different from what I'm doing last year. So that is one thing to know. If your content or your ideas that you share online can affect a particular segment or a particular group of people. Sometimes you can see that the people you may know are majority from your neighbors or neighborhood. Sometimes you see some former colleagues that you are not directly connected with. Sometimes you see some classmates. Sometimes you see really random people. Sometimes you see famous personalities appearing in your people you may know. And those people, in the people you may know, that are constantly, directly attached to your profile, are the ones always visiting your profile, in case you don't know it yet. So, meaning to say that they seem to have a regular update or monitor of your activities. So be sure that whatever you share, you are really aware yourself of the purpose why you share that content. So I'm saying this now because a lot of people don't seem to don't pay attention to that, but that is the reality. One thing to know, the impact of your content is to always look at your people you may know. So that is one example, one set of the virtual environment that you need to always consider, or that you always need to be aware of, because those people you may know can sometimes affect the momentum that you need to do, that you need to have in your journey. Another kind of virtual environment that you need to always monitor is the community of digital creators. You can see it can be quite easier for them to monitor rather than to the people you may know, because the people you may know are random strangers who are not directly connected to you. So meaning they are not your friends. So that is why it is better to just hide or make your friends list private, so that you will have the kind of security or privacy, because we don't know what other people intentions are. Sometimes those people who have nothing good for us or don't have good intentions for us are sometimes within our friends list. So just be careful. So even if they are in your friends list, it doesn't mean that they have uh, your best interests, because social media can be tricky. Some people can have hidden motives, they have hidden intentions. So sometimes those people who have hidden motives are the ones sending friend requests to you. And those people that really cares for you really are not paying attention to you. So it's quite ironic, because it seems that some of the people who don't like you seems to be much more updated on your progress compared to your actual friends who are really caring for you. So you should be able to know that, because I think not all people are aware of that. You always have to consider who are are who are taking note or taking some monitor on your progress. So I think it is more beneficial to interact with the online digital creators, because they are the ones giving the support, right? So that is why we prefer to spend more time in online digital creator communities compared to our personal or main account, because in the communities, in the digital creator community that we have, that we uh, that we move in, that is where we get the support, the kind of collaboration that we intend to have. Those people can really engage with us without prejudice, without thinking that we might be better than them. So that is why it is really a growing trend among many people to stay away from the main account, because in your main account you won't get any kind of engagement from some of your friends. Only a limited number of people in your contacts are really after or supporting you. It is a it is a sad reality, but it is the truth. It is really what is happening. People in our immediate circles are sometimes not really are the people who can really support us. So it is something that we should all um, think about. Who are the people in your circle who are really supporting you? Is it a two-way kind of relationship, a two-way kind of communication, or they just want you to support them and they don't want to support you? So I think it's about time that we should really be wise, that we should be smart on who or what kind of things around us that we need to spend our energy. That is why it's really important for us to know the value of spending the energy because we don't want to spend our energy or time or attention to anything or anyone who doesn't support us, who doesn't deserve our attention. Some people may try to get your attention, but it's up to you if you would like to pay attention to them. Because sometimes they just want to get something from you, and then they don't want to do the same thing. So it's not a give and take kind of relationship. So maybe since we are just starting in the beginning of the year, it should be part of our plans or goals to really focus our attention on the things and people that really matters to us. Those people who can help us grow, who can help us be successful, and maybe forget about those people who really are not in our best interests. So uh, I know some people will not like hearing that because it can be something that is hurtful to their pride. But that is the reality. Not all people in our immediate circle, in our friends list, are really supporting or can be open to support us in our digital creator journey. Sometimes they will support us when they see that we are getting popular, but in the early stages, not all people will support us. Some of them are secret enemies who do not want us to be successful. So that is a sad reality, but it is what is happening actually. Even I have personal experiences before wherein some people have me in their friends list, but I found out that they are doing something bad in my back. So it's something that I really don't want to happen again because some people really seem good on the outside, but they have bad intentions in the inside. They are only after themselves, and they are you are unaware of the things that they are doing behind your back. So that is one thing that we should be really be aware of. That is why I said to myself, in the future, I really don't want to have a personal account because of those bad experiences that I have before. So maybe in the future, I will just have a page for me to manage. But on a personal note, I'm not really keen on having a personal page, a personal account, or a main account later on. Maybe I'll just keep a smaller number of people because there are really people who are really not honest to you. So that is one thing that you should all take into consideration in your digital creator journey. I know there are also other people who have the same kind of experience or observation uh, with me. So I think it is a time for us to really be aware of these things. And some people, even if they know, they don't share. So I am taking this opportunity to let people know because it can really take away your peace of mind if you have those other people who are not working in your best interests. So that is one thing to consider always, the environment. If you don't have a good environment, maybe it's about time that you change your environment, change the kind of people that you are interacting with, and maybe from that realization, you will gain finally the success that you would want to have for yourself. You don't need people who are not supporting you. You don't need people who are only after themselves. You don't need fake friends. You need those people who will truly care for you. As I share this streamcast in several accounts that I have, it is really only on my page, to tell you honestly, that I get engagements on a regular basis. In my main account, in my personal account, people don't care actually. People don't care. So sad to say, so I really have this idea. I really have this conviction that in the future I will only retain a fan page to interact with majority of the people. And maybe those people who are really close to me, who are really sincere enough to have my best interests, I will have them on a more personal kind of interaction. So with that, we should be having to start the habit of getting to know our environment. It can be difficult in the beginning, but later on, as we progress, as we go on in this journey of digital creation, we can get used to this. So, um, so far, I think I don't have any other commenters to acknowledge. So, that is the session for this evening. And tomorrow we will discuss about strategy. So just think of what I have said. So environment. It is always important to know your environment, both the physical and the online environment interacting with you. Good night, everyone.